Hello, welcome to the podcast. Today we're diving into one of the most important aspects of my AICE Media Studies project, how my work uses and challenges genre conventions and represents social issues. For this episode, I'll be talking with my lead actor, Caleb Johnson, to get his perspective on how we explore these themes in the psychological thriller genre. As you know, psychological thrillers often create tension and suspense by manipulating the audience's perception on reality. These films typically rely on conventions like unreliable narrators, psychological tension, and plot twists. In my project, we follow James Holloway, a young man whose obsession with Joseph Quinn, another man he barely knows, spirals into dangerous territory. What makes this film unique is that it focuses on a male character stalking another male character, which isn't a typical portrayal in the genre. The dynamics of male obsession are often underexplored, and I felt it was important to shine a light on the complexities of this relationship rather than just focusing on the stalker trope. I wanted to dive deeper into the psychology behind James's fixation on Joseph and the societal factors that might fuel this behavior. But instead of just following the typical conventions of the genre, I also aimed to challenge them, especially the portrayal of obsession. Rather than presenting James as a typical villain or antagonist, I see a vulnerable, troubled young man who is grappling with societal pressures and his own internal struggles. This gives the story a more layered and human element. Before we break down how I incorporated these elements visually and thematically into the project, I want to hear from Caleb about his thoughts on playing a character whose obsession with another man isn't just a simple plot device, but a reflection of deeper issues that are at play. So Caleb, how does your character challenge conventions and represent social issues or groups?
That's a good question. I think that my role as the obsessed stalker really highlights the common stereotypes like behind men playing roles as stalkers, and even the real world idea that's true that this is, these problems are commonly found in men rather than women. It also highlights the social issues that we have as a society between like obsession and control, and how these issues that can be more commonly found can stem into a more intense, terrible result. It also like the power dynamic with these people, these terrible people, where they're overpowered by their need for power, and it's a bizarre and interesting way to think of it. And I think that my role really highlights this. That was such a great question.
Yes, Caleb. I know it was a good question. Thank you. Anyways, thank you to Caleb for sharing his insights. It's quite intriguing to hear how he views James and his relationship with Joseph, especially considering the social dynamics that are at play. The film isn't just about the act of stalking. It's about understanding why James's obsession became so dangerous and all-consuming. By shifting the focus to a male-on-male obsession, we challenge typical media portrayals, and by diving into the vulnerability and inner challenges James experiences, we hope to push the audience to think critically about the complexities of societal pressures and mental health. Thank you.